real right now.
Mr. DL.
222, 222. Who's off?
Yes, we are here. Episode 79 of the Danger Zone podcast with the legendary
Big Sugar.
Mr. DL and
Chef Tanya Nicole. Are you going like this? Am I Mr. DL now?
I'm not get y'all, you know what I mean? She was saying so.
So what
Episode
happened?
79, man. What's good, man? What's going on, man?
Now I'm doing this episode from the road because our building is without power. So
This will be good practice for while we're on the road.
this will be good practice, yeah. So what's going on in the world of hip hop, Big Ship?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I think we can go from two sides. First of all, though, I want to give a shout out, you know, and condolences for Gilly from $1 Million Game, you know, the loss of his son, and of course, but after pain comes ease, meaning that you always have a hole, you're always shattered. But, you know, day by day, you're going to go on. You know, you're going to be strong. And the memory is always going to be there. But the reason why I even speak on it, too, is because Drake and his Philly tour stop dedicated his show to Cheese. You know, he was like, yo, that's what his son was called. And he said, he dedicated his show to it. Let's make some noise for Cheese and Gilly and the family, and then, you know, they did that, and then they proceeded, you know what I mean? So Gilly was touched by that, and it drove him to tears. He was grateful, very, very grateful, and as he spoke about, of course, his heart is heavy and it's deep, you know what I mean? But he has to be strong for the family, and he'll go on, so.
Just shows you how everybody grieves in a different way, because there's no way, I don't think there's any way I'd be going to a rap concert a few days after my kid got killed, but everybody grieves differently, you know what I mean?
Well, what rap concert was you thinking that you went to? Or were you
Gilly Fest.
Huh?
Gilly Fest.
That wasn't a couple of days later, though.
How many days ago later was it?
Man, I might have been about a week or so, you know what I mean?
Either way, I just think that was kind of, I mean, good for him, but that was kind of wild.
But to me, I feel that, this is what I see. At first, I didn't know if he would or not, because if you notice, Wallow was the one doing the promoting, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he wasn't, Gilly wasn't on for those days, of course, understandably so. But there is a point too within you, like I'm cut like different too, as if I felt like, you know, it's I'm gonna take my pain. I got to get away from that for that moment, and also this celebration is just gonna be not. It ain't really about him, because it still could have happened without him being there. But I if I could just be in him for a minute, pause, and think about that shit, like I could see where he'd probably be like, you know what, let's go out here.
He was in? We in him? What?
So
yeah.
I miss it, man. You know, goofy shit always go over my head. But anyway,
he had some big names on there. I think DaBaby was the headliner.
Oh no, it was a lot. It was a lot of big cats. So everybody was there, man. You know, comedians, Jess Hilarious, and so many people, man. G Herbo, and you go on. So, but you know, like I said, you know, I was just bringing that to attention.
And it just goes to show you, I hate to touch on the negative, but it just goes to show the unfortunate bullshit that no matter how much money your household pulls in, that you still have to deal with. You know, it's fucking crazy, man.
It depends, like, and a lot of things have to do with your rap, because you might think things are cool, but they're not. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you like, look, you don't hear about that with, like, you know, a lot of these super rich and famous people and their kids or whatever, because it's just a different area where they're at, or different. You have to be that way. And he probably felt like it was cool too, right? Which it should have been, you know what I mean? But the world we live in is just, man, it's cut to the bone. It's real nasty, man. So, but I just want to bring attention to you know, like, I want to send a condolence to him his
Yeah,
family.
me too. Yeah.
Because, life does go on, but just like, you'll grieve, but, you'll get stronger, and it's just a dark time. It's a dark time for him. So, go ahead.
Trumaine just walked by real quick. Was that a Barry Sanders jersey, or was that his jersey?
Of course. Yeah, Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
I mean, he went to Howard University, and one of his friends at Howard was Barry Sanders' son, Niles Sanders. Nigel's, I'm sorry. And they were real good friends. He makes music. You'll be hearing from him. He makes official music. His beats and music is really crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
It's not even. I think he might even have some situation now, doesn't he?
I mean, he's actually doing some work with Universal.
Yeah, I think he's with Universal doing some stuff, but that's not what he's going to school for. But he's ridiculous.
He has a talent for it.
And I'm not even saying that just to say it. If you were hearing, he's musical, man. His beats is crazy. I think he plays a lot of stuff.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So yeah, he plays stuff. It ain't like he doesn't really sample that. Like he got some shit. Also, what else you got going on, man?
What's your opinion on the Cardi B throwing the microphone? What do you think about that?
To me, it's no opinion, because people throw water at you, man. That shit happens. Listen, we used to do a show with Freddie Fox, man. Shout out to my man Freddie Fox. We'll come out with a super soaker and blast the shit out of, like, with the big one, like the big gallons type shit. Come and blast the shit out of everybody in the front row. You know what I mean?
But you blast in the front row versus which is opening that up to you get
right.
We used to put bleach in the water pistol and squirt it on people's pants in the club.
Well, speaking of that, there was an incident in Grove Hall many, many, many years ago with them super soakers where people were putting grape juice in them, bleach, urine, all that, and it was hundreds.
Grape juice is one thing. Urine is a whole nother thing.
It was hundreds of people down at Grove Hall when those first came out, blasting cars and everybody coming by. It was the craziest shit I ever seen. So I never forgot it. And this was like about I want to say this might have been 90 or the summer of 91. But with the Cardi B thing, so this is how it works. They said that she said something about let's get wet. You know what I mean? And then someone threw the water. Now,
but she was saying throw that water on my pussy is what she was kind of saying. Listen,
I understand what she's saying.
I'm with you. I'm with you on the fact that, all right, if that happened to me, I have a short temper. So yeah, I probably would have thrown the microphone. But she's going to get sued for that. Tough.
Well, okay, so listen to this. So my whole career, I mean, first of all, I'm sure all of you have seen dudes with water bottles, like whipping them on and then actually throwing them after. Like that's happened millions of times at the crowd. Like whip, boom. Yep. Exactly. And then they've thrown water bottles. They've thrown, when we did the Rage Against the Machine tour, they were throwing batteries and all kinds of stupid shit. You know what I mean?
I think it's frowned upon when the crowd throws shit on stage, no matter what it is. I feel like, nah, don't do that. But you're right. When rappers go on stage, the beat drops out, they start splashing the water as the beat kicks back in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and plus, so people throw objects and stuff like that. But then you still have women too that also throw like bras and drawers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that happens too. You know what I mean? So, I mean, see, and with her.
Those are the ladies with the sugar daddies, because bras and panties cost money.
Well, I don't know. It's because some of them stink. So it's like, it ain't.
Listen, just because they throw no, we ain't gonna stink.
They got weight to them.
They got extra stink.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna tell you then. See, since we there. So I once did a show in France, and
oh boy,
women were we threw a towel. You throw the towel at them. They take the towel, they wiping their necks and whatever, and they throw them towels back. The shit hit me in the face, whatever. That shit was the worst smelling shit around, though. I mean, I threw it on Guru, rest in peace, so he could get like, I'm like, yo, whap. And then when I threw it on him, he looks at me.
I'm suffering, you're suffering with me.
It's pretty hard, man. But in a nutshell, though,
I would imagine that Big Sugar. I would imagine that 9 out of 10 times probably don't want to touch those panties.
Here's
I just said
the
if they're new panties or something.
here's the whack part. So
Dirty.
I'm Big Sugar. It's been my whole career, whatever. For when I get in the crowd, the women always want to give me these big hugs. And so in that particular time, there was a lot of musk going on there. And I had all the sleeves on my shit was all fucked up just behind hugging people and taking pictures and shit. You know what I mean? So, but with the Cardi B thing though on the real, yo, she just caught, who cares, man? They threw a low water at you, man. You know what I mean? You threw the mic. And now I don't care what nobody say. The sound people and whoever, they were more upset that you threw that mic than anything else, because they're gonna get another mic. But if anybody knows about sound check, unless it's her own mic and you waste your own money, that's on you. They're gonna get your mics right. They label them shits. You know what I mean? They boom. So now you threw it. Now
You think sound check works?
Huh?
You think sound check works?
Yeah, I think if people are professional and know what they're doing, it works then. Because I think I told you before, the key to me for sound check is first of all, I want you to hear it in the house banging. If it's banging in the house, that's cool, whatever. But I like to hear it from the monitors. You see what I'm saying? If I'm hearing it from the monitors is most important to me. You know what I mean? Because I want to hear it like that. Now, sometimes there's these sound checks or when you perform, the monitor's kind of wild. You know what I mean? And then it ain't working, or the people might have told you in the crowd, yo, man, it was kind of sounding a little weird or whatever. You know what I mean? So that's why if they get it right and they know what they're doing, then it does work. You feel me? But if you got some people who have no clue, or what I mean is they might be used to doing these, like when you do the smaller venues, that's when stuff usually kind of goes haywire. And when people get drunk, they're spilling drinks and shit. You know what I mean? They like all that happens. They ain't talking about all that. That gets crazy, So, it's a much to do about nothing. You know what I mean? She got mad. She felt a certain type of way, got her hair did and whatever, and messed it up. So she threw the mic. So whatever comes out of it, somebody's gonna get a few bucks and they're gonna keep it moving. You know what I mean? So
Auctioning off the microphone right now.
Oh my God.
Oh,
It's up to 50 grand.
I mean,
I guess they're not that upset about it.
Also, man, while we're speaking on that, Beyonce just came to Boston.
Mhm.
She did Gillette Stadium.
Yeah.
I heard it was an incredible show. I didn't attend, but if anyone knows, she has her daughter comes out and performs and does her thing. I heard she's really, really good. You know what I mean? And Blue Ivy, and everybody was saying it was incredible and what have you, which is dope to me because, first of all, you gotta want to do it. Like, people don't know just because your parents are, iconic, right? Because it's not like her parents do music. Your parents are iconic. Your parents,
they're both arguably the biggest in their field.
that's what I was about to say. So so you're not. It's
Talk
not
about
like
pressure.
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
But
you're not coming out there for fun. Like,
Nah,
if you're coming out, you're coming to show out.
she's flying, man. From what I've seen, I've heard, and so shout out to them, man. I just wanted to speak on that.
Yeah.
Did you see
God
Alicia
bless
Keys' son?
Nah, I didn't
What?
peep that.
He's like a little kid, like 5 years old. He was standing in front of his mom playing the piano, like all tough, so no one threw anything at her.
Aww.
Probably.
That's cute.
You should see Premier's son get when Frame is DJing doing his thing. His son be into him, man. He's amped. He's 12 years out. Shout out to him too. So he's all like,
Is he the kid who tipped his hat?
Yeah. He's the one who recognizes, like, he knows who his father is, like in that realm and music wise. And obviously, this.
He's a meme, that kid. He's a huge meme.
Yeah, he's also Derek Jeter's nephew. So therefore, and actually shout out to Lil Jalen and them because they went a 4-day tournament in Maryland. He's actually a burgeoning little young baseball player who's actually pretty good. Now it's at a kid level, but now they play at a high level, and he's actually pretty good, man. So he was the MVP of the tournament, and shout out to him because he's passionate about it. He loves it. He's doing his thing. little Jalen Jeter, you know what I mean? Or Martin Jeter, or so Jeter Martin, all of that. He got like all them names on his jersey too.
He said he got all them names.
Yeah,
I got a couple rest in pieces, one we missed and one recent. Wasn't a big fan, but Sinead O'Connor died. You remember her, obviously, from the early 90s. Nothing compares to you.
She was young.
Yeah, she was probably,
I say, what, 10 years old?
I say she was 10 years older than me, so maybe not even 10.
In her 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing compared. Yeah,
And then Big Shug's hero, Pee Wee
no,
Herman.
your man. Pee Wee Herman. Yeah, I thought about it. Nah, but you know what though? For what everybody ever thought, man, about Pee Wee Herman, Paul Rubin, the great Paul Rubin has passed at the age of 70. But he was a child star, you know, he was that character, you know. Of course, man, always going to talk about with him getting arrested for masturbating at a porno theater, you know what I mean? But you know, the dude was iconic, man, too. You know, he was, I mean, who don't know about Pee Wee Herman? You know what I mean? Pee Wee Herman took the baton from Jerry Lewis. You know what I mean? So it was like Jerry Lewis, then it was Pee Wee Herman, and they even had a dance called the Pee Wee Herman. You know what I mean? And back in the day, they had a dance called the Jerry Lewis. So, I mean, you know.
I got a question.
What's that?
I've never been to a porno theater. I've seen them back when I was a kid in Times Square and shit like that. But like, what are you supposed to do in the porno theater?
Well,
you're supposed to just watch porno and be like, pretty good porno right here.
Well, someone had mentioned on the radio today that Romero had mentioned it on 96.9, and he had said, I mean, well, at least he was doing it there. But he was like you. What else are you going to do there? You see what I'm saying? So,
there's something weird about watching porno if you're not doing nothing, I think. Like, you just watch.
You're a big weirdo. You just like to watch the movies.
Listen,
well, maybe the erotic part of them for them is
gets them going. I don't know.
Watching it.
I've seen
like
it.
A jump starter.
I've seen
like
it in
my gamer.
I've seen it in my life, but I've never snapped my carrot to it. So all I'm saying is,
like a pre-workout.
Some people do though. Some people do. So I can't knock
maybe also if you're a sex addict.
No, but I don't understand. If you're a sex addict, you'd be jacking it in there.
Well, they said he got arrested. They didn't say other people were doing the same thing.
Squeezing the carrot. What did he say?
Listen, let me tell you. I think I might have told you before that. Speaking of sound check, we did sound check at a club years ago. I started seeing. I looked around this club and I'm like, damn, what is this? Right? So why does the pommel horse, you know what, or you know, the horses
for gymnastics?
Yeah. Why is there one in here that has, you know, two penis looking things coming out of it? Then the wall has some other stuff on it, right? Coming out of the wall. And I was like, I said, listen, what type of club, what are we doing? Like, what is this? And they were saying on Wednesdays and another day, this club is it's fetish night, right? So I'm wilding out because I'm like, so we're rocking anywhere. Like this motherfucker's crowded, right? We sold it out, we rocking our show, Gangstar, whatever. But I'm like, so a club actually has fetish night. And we're talking about all those years ago. This ain't no new shit. Like this is, you know what I mean? And if you could see what was protruding out of these walls and different things, right? I'm like,
word of the day.
It was crazy. You know what I mean?
I'm good.
But yeah, go ahead.
You see that
danger zone?
You see that zoo in China have the bears, the people dressed up as bears? You see that shit?
Mm-mm.
Wait, what?
So they got in trouble and they've come out and said they're definitely people in bear costumes, bro.
Oh my God! But in the zoo?
In the zoo, and neither of you guys saw that?
No.
I'll try to show a clip if I can find it. All right, my last thing, and this is probably stupid as hell, is our good friend Lizzo.
Oh yeah, that ain't stupid as hell. Nah, I got that though. But go ahead.
All right. Lizzo forced her dancers to eat bananas from sex workers' vaginas during her Amsterdam trip, and bombshell lawsuit pursued. I'm going to go out and say, I don't know if I believe this because Lizzo's never eaten a banana.
You know what?
Unless it was covered in fudge and ice cream, I don't think she's ever eaten a banana.
You need to stop. You need to stop.
So, I'm gonna tell you.
They said that the lawsuit paperwork is 40 pages long.
Damn, that's fucked up. She's too extra. Like, why you gotta be extra? Just be someone who makes fucking music. You don't gotta be a fucking spectacle.
I mean, you know what? So,
What is this story? Like, who can make you eat something?
Well, if you're in Amsterdam and she's like, you're not getting on my private plane unless you eat this fucking banana pussy.
let me tell you something.
What was it, the outer shell? Because if it was the outer shell, then maybe
One thing that we know for sure, right? You got two words that are key in any of them situations: yes or no. You understand what I'm saying? So if you agree and you're gonna do that dumb shit, then so be it. You know what I mean? I remember.
Shows you fame's a drug, like right there. Fame's a drug because they don't want to. They'd rather eat that banana than be like, oh, I don't want to go back to Iowa.
Or they said, I'm gonna eat this banana, and then later on, I'm gonna come like a boomerang.
Hey, you know what's crazy? How you said how fame is a drug, right? So I was just made me think this is something like totally different with how Ja Rule fell off, hard body. Now you know everything has its rebirth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now he'll do shows, whatever. But so 50 Cent is on tour, the final leg, whatever. That's what they call it. Then they'll find another leg like next year, 2 years.
Oh, they're gonna find another leg.
You know what I mean? So
Like 600, 700,000 tickets or something?
840,000 tickets, right? In a matter of like, I want to say they said in a month or something crazy.
Crazy.
You know, Busta Rhymes was saying it. And it shows you how much motherfuckers love 50 Cent. We're talking about the tickets that are sold already. So this dude almost went platinum selling tickets, right? So now, first of all, it's a monument.
Those tickets are not $20.
And that's not all. There's more to go. This is how fast that shit sold, like a record. Yep. You see what I'm saying? So
now it's got all those cities that were lacking. That people are going to buy tickets now. Oh shit! Because now that's popular. They're going to buy tickets.
Let me tell you something.
But it's crazy. Busta Rhymes said that he's never had a solo tour.
Busta?
He's always with somebody. And then when I was like, I've seen Busta Rhymes by himself, but it wasn't on tour. He just did a one-off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he's telling the truth because he always toured. There was one time he was touring for 2 years. Put your hands on my eyes and see when that was out and Smoking Groove. He was touring for like 2 years straight. But
yeah, because he did Smoking Grooves that year and Puff Daddy and the Family World Tour. Because that's where I saw him was the Puff Daddy and the Family World Tour.
But the crazy thing was when I told you that story with Gang Starr was always like super huge over Europe. You know what I mean? So, and one night we were there at a place performing. It was packed, sold out. Busta had a show that night too. The same night, there was nobody there. You know what I mean? And that was just the magnitude how Gang Starr shit was. Like he know that, like everybody. You know what I'm saying? But he was always doing them shows by himself too, you know, along with being on the tours. And at the end of the day, it's fun and all that, but it's also, man, it's also make your bread. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, whatever them checks are, man, that you say, okay, I'm gonna do this. I agree to this. Like, you know what I mean? Let's do this. You know what I mean? So
yeah, like when you do those big festivals, especially maybe not now because people get paid astronomically large amounts. But back then, you're spitting a festival between 20 people. Of course, you're going to want to do a one-off, a walk-through, a fucking...
shit's happening all the time.
Whatever.
Yeah. Shit's happening.
Is it that time of the week?
Yeah, man. Hold on a second. Yeah, man. We got... Still Snoopin' is hit out.
If Lizzo wasn't it, I got to know who it is.
Well, it's really what it is a stupid act. It's like mad stupid, because that's why it's stupid as hell. So, hold on, I gotta get to it. Just to get through it. Give me a second. So we can talk about a couple things while I'm
that like button, subscribe.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah, make sure you go check those new Big Suge music videos out on YouTube, Instagram. Yeah. Just go to Big Suge Gang Starr. Big Suge Gang Starr on Instagram. You're going to see all those videos right there.
Okay, here we go. This week, stupid as hell. There's a man from Revere. He appeared in court Tuesday after his arrest on charges that he was impersonating a police officer over the week. Byron Basso was arrested last Sunday. According to state police, he since posted a $500 bill, which was mad cheap. In a statement, police said that trooper first received a be on the lookout message around 8 p.m. Sunday, reporting a white Ford Crown Victoria that had been spotted utilizing flashing lights to force other vehicles out of the way. State police said the vehicle was linked to Bosso, who later was spotted on Ocean Ave in Revere. Now, the crazy part is that state trooper pulled him over and began speaking with him. Upon question, Bosso stated he worked for a security company. It was in possession of a mace gun and a BB gun, which is stupid as hell, because so that means you're a cop. So he was just going around being stupid. During the traffic stop, police said investigators found items including 2 bulletproof vests, steel plates, thin blue line flag patches, Glock-style BB gun, a plastic mace gun, a folding knife, an expandable baton, handcuffs, a security badge, a black ski mask, a police supply catalog, and bolt cutters, right? So,
and they let him out at $500 bail?
So
what
listen,
are they waiting for him to commit murder?
That's what's probably saying is that stupid motherfucker was probably one of their relatives. But anyway, so his charges were as follows: impersonation of a police officer, carrying a dangerous weapon, possession of burglary tools, disorderly conduct, negligent operation of a motor vehicle, attaching a non-compliant aftermarket plate. It's just crazy because
big playtime.
In this day and time, right? And then when he was in court, when he got released, they wanted to ask him, hey, so why were you doing that? They'll be like, so why were you doing that? And he's like, fuck off. So, I don't know. He just got caught doing what he does. But Mr. Bosso, you this week trying to be a cop, fake police officer, turning on lights, running people off the road.
They just waiting for him to kill and rape somebody.
That's what I'm saying.
And they'll be all shocked.
And you weren't even asking people for money or nothing. Like, you was just doing dumb shit. He was probably a dude who always wanted to be a cop, even as a kid. So he's working with a security company.
It's people like that need to go to be locked up for 24 hours for observation to make sure that they didn't go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Well, listen, think about it. He probably wanted to be a police officer his whole life, and he couldn't be a real one. That's why he had the security thing with the lights and shit on it, running people off the road. So, Mr. Bosso, this week, you are most definitely stupid as hell.
Yeah, sometimes those bails are cheap, because I got arrested one time where I stayed in for 3 days, and my bail was $100. And then one time I got arrested for something really bad where they were like, oh, you're going away for a long time, buddy. And it was $30 to get out of jail.
Yo, I had a situation.
There's something wrong with the system right there.
I had a situation like that, man. And I was supposed to be this big kingpin. And they came to get Kingpin shook, right? And then after they do all this, then I get bailed out for $40. And I was like, so listen, let me get this
crazy, right?
So I'm this kingpin and all this, and I'm in this town, whatever. And so you guys like $40 and I'm going right back to where you took me from, whatever. It's just crazy, man.
Sense.
Also, man, one thing I want to say too is Snoop Dogg just recently had a rant and talking about he didn't know the connection of how we get paid from these streams. He says, because how can you have 1 billion streams and you don't got $1 billion? You know what I mean? Or what's the percentages? Like, that's something that he's not aware of. And something I just recently tapped into to find out myself. And that's what Drez from Black Sheep has that huge lawsuit for artists and their streaming revenue. Because it's like me having a song, Let Live. Shout out to Let Live, called The Boom, and them. That song is over 1 million streams. You know what I'm saying? Now,
that's the one from Europe where you're talking on it.
Right. So, but the thing is, and it's a big house record, but the thing is, I had another record called I'm Home, which has, X amount of streams, which I was sent bread recently. You see what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, well, okay. They gave you, so what's up with that one that's 1 million? Because this isn't like 1 million. it's probably $500,000 or whatever it was that I Am Home, if you look it up. But I didn't get that. So that's something I'm looking into. Because there's definitely some money floating there. If these other people can send me that bread like that, yo, you know what I mean? Like, hey, what I'm trying to say is,
Oh boy. This is
hey,
a danger zone.
hey, DL. Oh, DL, listen. He'll be like, Suge was drunk as hell. No, really, we'll be serious. So, listen, we appreciate y'all for stopping by and
Imagine trying to rap like that. Imagine trying to rap and stutter like that.
Fuck y'all, man. Come on, man.
The chorus comes back in.
Yo. No, the real though, man. Listen. Hey, man. We wild like that. Hey, listen, we appreciate y'all stopping through for episode 79. And before we go there too, I want to give a shout out to the football season is among us and upon us. Shout out to my son, Tremaine, getting ready to go back. He's an Iowa, plays for Southern Connecticut State University, offensive lineman. Shout out to my nephew, TJ Guy. He's a linebacker at Michigan. And the season's upon us. And, we're ready to go, man. And we'll be having Real Love back soon, too. So we can go drop
shit.
Real love.
Yeah, I mean? So anyway, but thanks for stopping by. We appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Episode 79 is in the books. And always remember, excuses have no purpose, so don't make them.
Don't make them.
And as we grow, we glow. You know what I'm saying? And we want to continue to be here. And the one thing I say, and I would just like to say before we get out of here, is fear is unaccepted in the field of battle. Therefore, those who conquer, never are afraid. Meaning that either you succumb or you succeed. You should choose to succeed because you'll be better for it. And that's just my word this week. All right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Big Chef Tanya Cole, Mr. DL, episode 79. We are in the Biddy Dooks. Peace.
Peace.
On my dark days, I chopped crack on a regular. Ran up in spots and clapped on a regular. Took big fat ass stacks from the register. No matter how hard they tried, they still couldn't measure the hard out hand.